One, and you should be going.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to the third ever Midgahim Fabula Ultima campaign, taking place in the fantasy world of Midgahim, which is loosely based on various conflicting European folklore and mythology traditions. For those of you who are fans of the setting, our story today takes place during what will become known as the Fourth Goblin War, which takes place roughly 15 years before the start of Wizard School Mysteries, for those of you who read that book series. Our story takes place in the country of Francane, specifically in the kingdom of Amorigal, and even more specifically, our story begins in the small town of Skullcrack, an orc settlement hidden in the forest of Ardennes, where several exiled orcs, which are giant boar people, live a life of relative harmony and ease, hidden away from the rest of the world that somewhat rightfully fears their kind. As we find ourselves in the small village of Skullcrack, something strange has happened. A human has not only found the small town, but has approached its gates. Flavian Pascal, would you like to introduce yourself?
All right. So I am playing Flavian Pascal. He is an up-and-coming merchant. His goal, of course, like most merchants, is to make it big, and he's decided to set out outside of his usual stomping grounds because he has a hunch that there's potential in market in trading with the Fae.
And of course, orcs are a member of the fair folks. They are. Oh, sorry, what?
Oh, just those who have come to this world, anyway.
Yeah. Orcs are members of the fair folk. They are specifically part of the fair folk known as boogeymen, which are less magically inclined than other fairies, but make up for it by being able to use their magic equally effectively in the mortal world. Our orcs in Skullcrack have been exiled from Fairyland for not bowing to either of the fairy courts, the Seelie or Unseelie, and wishing to remain neutral. And so they are stuck here in the mortal world as neutral, and have to deal with humans who don't particularly welcome them, because, of course, orcs are often used as foot soldiers for fairy wars of conquest. As you enter the small town with your big backpack full of things to sell and your can-do attitude and that entrepreneurial spirit, you see that while the buildings are simple, one might even say crude, constructed out of roughly tanned animal hide and lots of bones used as core structural elements. The village is otherwise not that different from a small human settlement. There is there's a small marketplace with food that people are able to purchase. You see in one hut, there's a somewhat batty old grandma-looking lady, only she's an orc, so she also looks sort of like a really old Muppet. By the... stop that. By the food stand, there is an orc who has a higher degree of homo falsum, which is to say, the magic effect of some creatures looking more and more human as time goes on. This orc has a very humanoid appearance with a light green skin, and only, some boar-like features. There's a large orc woman over here, bearing armor, like half-plate armor on her body and a huge fucking boar-shaped hammer, who eyes you suspiciously. And in the back, you can see a truly immense orc standing at least 10 feet tall with the face plates of 2 ogre skulls flanking his shoulders. There are 2 other figures of note. There's another similarly large orc warrior that is currently chopping wood right roughly around here. If said orc would like to put themselves on the map and introduce themselves.
Okay. So, I'm playing Grugan Silver Bristles. He is, claiming that he's just decided to desert, from Fairyland altogether, and he just wants to have a simple life chopping wood now. He's not as big as the chief orc, but he's getting there.
Yeah. And then over here, there is not an orc, but given the somewhat shiny complexion of their leathery green skin, you have a sneaking suspicion they might be a goblin. Would you like to introduce yourself, Duck?
Yes. Duck is a short little goblin, although I guess short might be redundant for goblins.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't seem to be truly a typical goblin. They have a little salamander-like tail with a little tuft of fur at the end, as they're actually are watching the weird human that decided to walk into town. Like, what's this fucker doing here? But they're just kind of sitting there, just seemingly just relaxing and just curious about this weirdo that walked into town.
Excellent. Well, Flavian, you're the one here on business of trade. Who do you approach?
Scene.
I see him. So you approach the handsome, the orc twink, essentially. Although he's built like a himbo. Hey, stranger! You, how do humans like to be greeted?
Seeing if you're talking, you're not coming through.
Scene, I'm afraid your mic died because you were kind of crackly before, and then it sounded like you were getting hit by a taser just a minute ago.
Oh, I didn't think the guards were that aggressive.
Can I be heard again?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Huzzah.
Oh, you are really robot-y.
Fine chap.
Oh, God.
Is Flavian Pascal. He's doing that.
It was a little robot-y there for a second.
Yeah.
I'm underselling it. It was very robot-y for most of that.
Yeah,
Even now.
maybe we should change Flavian's quirk to a robot.
Technical
new
difficulties. We've got it. We've had it happen several times before with other things. Technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, no, it's happened to me plenty of times. I feel bad now.
I even have it plugged in cable today.
All right. That came through pretty fine. Oh, I just noticed that the orc fireplace has a bunch of skulls by it. That's fine. Pause. Oh my god. It's only doing it when you're doing character voice. What the fuck?
It's like yours. You're being
Oh god, did I pass on my curse?
Yeah, it seems to work like the immediate time after you like disconnect and rejoin, and then you
My
robot
name
a few
is
seconds in.
Flavian Pascal.
Plus that I can work with this, because... Alright. Hi, I'm...
Just not for it.
Say that one more time.
Your action, so Obot. Oh, the next fast. Hello.
I fucking hate the internet.
Hello.
Okay, the hello came through.
Is this any better?
This is better. Try
Yeah, I
saying
think you're
Flavian
better.
Pascal. Try saying Flavian Pascal.
Flavian Pascal.
Hey!
Let's
Okay.
fucking work.
We got it. We got it. Okay.
I don't know what that did there, but all right, let's roll with it.
I think it's clear. Discord hates the French.
That's gonna make this a very hard campaign.
You got
Well, Flavian, I'm a hog. And he extends a hand with 3 fingers that end in big, nubby hoof, claw, blunt knuckle bones. Like if a pig's foot mutated to resemble a hand.
About to shake his hand. My. What's a good-looking chap like you doing all the way?
Well, I'm watching over the food, and working on my beautiful singing. I'm a bard, you know.
I see. I see. Watching over the food. That's certainly a great choice. Can't forget about that.
Oh my god.
It really just does not like you.
I'm so sorry.
For your
I'm so sorry, seeing Discord ate all of that.
now it sounds like you're talking in reverse. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's so bizarre.
We heard
Yeah,
that.
there we go.
Your normal voice is fine.
I'm not saying there we go. Every time we celebrate, Discord punishes us for our hubris.
It's weird.
Okay, I'm just gonna take it. I can't do the voice.
It's not the voice. It's
It's
the
just
wrath of God, I think.
I think it's a connection or a mic thing.
I think it's a mic. It shouldn't be my connection. My connection should be good. I'm wired in.
Yeah, it really does might sound like maybe a weird wire in your mic because you just come in really good sometimes, and other times it sounds like you're talking through a voice changer through a payphone.
It's really weird.
Because I've had mics and headsets do that too.
I'm gonna reset the connection and see if that helps. Seems like. Discord hates the French. You heard it here first.
Discord hates the French.
We can't be sued for that, right?
I doubt it.
We're not the ones being francophobic.
Well,
Got a question.
Yeah.
If I'm planning on giving myself 2 shields. Could I just put it as, since it doesn't really have a slot for like 2 in the shield settings, could I just like do a cumulative, like instead of like just being like the +2, it'd be +4 for the 2 of them?
Yeah, you could. You could like if you're wielding them both at the same time, you could put one in your main hand and one in your offhand
Yeah, because
on the sheet. Because I for Gray's short-lived dinosaur campaign, my T-Rex or my Lythronax character had 2 shields.
yeah,
that fell apart.
She beat the shit out of people with those shields too.
She did.
it was really good.
It was
Yeah.
really good, and I wish I had not killed that one. But oh well.
Keeney's Strongjaw will live to fight again someday, somewhere.
maybe as a kaiju, maybe as
Maybe.
a character.
If I hadn't gone spellcasting with Charles, he would have been a dual shielder.
Hey, Discord, I'm talking here.
We heard that.
All right, can we roll with this?
Let's hope. Okay. So yeah, I'm a bard, a song singer guy.
One mission.
Yeah.
But, you'll have to excuse me for making maybe a little bit of assumptions, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say you haven't really shared your talents much beyond here. Am I correct with that?
No. I even haven't really shared them much here, to be quite honest. I'm a little shy.
That is a shame. That is quite the shame. You know, if you would be so kind, I'd love to hear a little demonstration.
And he starts like stammering and sweating and trying to sing, and his voice cracks. At which point, the much larger lady orc with the great big hammer is like, "Hog, what have I said about talking to humies?" Oh, sorry, honey. It's just he was asking about my singing, and it's like, let me handle this. Oh, okay, sweetie. And he moves aside as this large female orc lumbers and looms over you. What do you want with us, little man?
Well, pleasure to meet you, madam. And might I say, that coat color of yours is quite exquisite. I am Flavian Pascal. You see, I've taken it out upon myself to travel this land because I think that, especially, I believe I have wares that could be helpful. If I may,
Wares?
what is
Wares?
Oh,
Cloves?
More fine goods. Some clothes, but more fine goods.
Oh.
Knickknacks.
I don't think we. And then suddenly, a very small orc, about the size of like a 12-year-old boy, runs up to the big lady orc. It's like, Mom, look! And he holds up, and he's got 2 rabbits by the foot. Look what I got! Hares? Yeah. I caught 2 hares. I caught them out in the woods, and I caught them all by myself. And she beams and drops her hammer and picks up her son and lifts him up and says, "My boy's a hunter!" And the little orc holds the rabbits up high, and the other orcs cheer. And the father comes and pats his son on the back. And as they're all smiling, the lady orc turns her head to look at you, Flavian's like, You want to talk business, talk to the chief. And she points to the big guy sitting at the tent.
Ah, of course. It makes sense. Thank you. Thank you very much. And congratulations on the hares.
2!
You know what they say, those rabbits' feet are quite lucky.
Okay. Flavian is going up to the big chief, who's sitting watching everything, nodding stoically at the sight of the young orc being held aloft, and slowly turning his very, very boar-like head to you. And you are...
Greetings, Chief. I am from Pascal, a wandering merchant.
We don't see many human merchants. What
Well, that's
brings
quite
you
a
here,
problem, isn't it?
Oh.
Well, that's exactly it. You don't see enough of us human merchants, which means there are opportunities that you're missing out on. Now, me, I don't think that's fair. All the others, they look at the idea of orcs, they cower away, but you're just like me, right? You want the fine things in life, and I'm here to offer you a chance at some of the fine things in life. At least what I was capable of carrying.
He peers at you, and it's a little hard to get what he's thinking, because most of the orcs, they have a lot of human in their facial construction. This guy's head is like completely wild boar. Maybe slightly more forward-facing eyes, but otherwise just full on a furry pig's head. But he strokes his very long braided beard and says, "Go on. What are these wares you're selling?"
Oh, well, I have a variety of things, like...
At this point, you feel a hand in your back pocket. And you turn around and you see Duck the Goblin is trying to pick your pocket.
Hello there. What's the big
hello.
idea?
Customs inspection.
Spotting a little inspection, huh? Well, Flavian's gonna give a knowing eyebrow raise, but he recognizes that he is still the foreigner here, so... Alright, he kind of spreads his arms wide. Feel free, whatever pat down you need to do.
And there's a deep, throaty chuckle from the chief, who raises a hand and says, "Excuse, Duck. She is merely showing some goblin mischievousness. We do not need to check your belongings."
Yeah, as soon as she started talking, Duck pulled her hand out of the pouch because she was still rooting around and goes, "Okay." It's better than to mess with the chief or to upset the chief.
Well, I know my fair share of mischievousness too, so I don't blame her.
Thank you for not taking offense. We value hospitality. And he gives a slightly pointed, not super angry, but just "don't disappoint Dad again, son" sort of glance to Duck.
Mm-hmm.
We value hospitality very deeply. And as the chief is about to speak, you overhear Molly saying, "Where's Ronk? Why isn't she here to celebrate her brother's achievement? Oh, I left her with Grumma. And they look at the old orc, and she's like, "Whoa! I let her play in the woods!" What? Yeah, she wanted to go to the woods, so I said go! Alone? Why not? Grandma, there are lions in the woods. Oh, she can fight a lion! She's 4! But if she beats it, that'll be really impressive. I need to go. No. And the chief raises a hand and then looks to Flavian. To open up trade would open ourselves to risk. I must know this is not a trick. If you would be willing to help recover this lost child, then I will gladly open up for your business.
Oh. Woods, you
Rugen.
said. Lions.
Rugen.
Woods.
Rugen,
Mm-hmm.
would it trouble you too much to entreat upon you to watch over our guest as he recovers the child?
You watch the slightly smaller orc just kind of look you up and down, put his woodcutting axe aside with the deepest sigh you've ever heard, and then go into like a tent and come back fully armored. If I don't, he's gonna come back as paste.
Smart. And Duck, seeing as you have first-hand experience as a newcomer to our ways, perhaps you should go too and tell this human about our customs from an outsider's eye.
I suppose I did kind of volunteer myself for that. All right.
All right. Well, we've got a party going, and we have a mission. We gotta find a little girl. A little orc girl, so she'll also be a pig. Okay. And so
Little girls, they're all kind of pink.
you guys find yourselves traveling through the forest of Ardennes, one of the larger forests in Amoragal, in the kingdom of Amoragal. The center of Ardennes is a fairyland, which is to say, it's a woods and that leads into fairyland. And so, trying to cut through Ardennes from one side to the other can be perilous, because that fairyland chunk in the middle, it can stretch way farther than it should logistically. It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. But so long as you stay on the outer rim, you'll stay in the mortal world and be in territory that's not eldritch in its geometries. The downside, it is full of lions. So the three of you...
say this is what I expected.
We
Well,
prefer
like-
straightforward action.
Yes. See, I was gonna say, like the boss said, I guess I'm supposed to tell you some of this, but orcs, you can't just go in and start, saying, "I'm here to do business." You have to prove that you're worth doing business with,
Well,
right?
That's a more pleasant process than what some people kind of claimed would happen. So, call it a win, once we succeed at this. The chief said you're new here, yes?
Yep. Relatively been here a couple months.
Where before do you hail from?
Well, very originally, Fairyland, actually.
What was that? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Well, originally Fairyland. But I've been traveling around. This is just most recent and, most recent home.
see. So you came here from Fairyland recently, I take it.
No, that was a couple of years ago.
I see. So you took to traveling,
I
but
think.
found a place
Yeah.
that's
Times.
Time's
Still
wibbly
settled
wobbly.
in.
What was that last part scene?
So you found a place that you liked and settled on in. That sounds nice.
Yeah. Grugan. Grugan? How do you say your name?
Grugan. Yep.
Grugan. You would know that Duck is more. This is the place where they haven't kicked me out yet.
I've tried to pickpocket Grugan before, and he has nothing.
Uh-huh.
And now, Grugan, was it?
That's my name.
That's quite a set of armor on you. You must have experience as a soldier, huh?
I do. Not that I like.
Yeah, well. Well, you wouldn't be the first soldier to feel that way about their time. So I hope this place has been peaceful for you.
I haven't been here long, but yes, it's been very nice.
As you
So you're a newcomer to this area too.
Not long before Duck.
As you three come to a crossroads, you begin to wonder which direction you should go when you hear a sort of sniffling sound over in this direction.
Does it sound familiar?
Sounds like a kid, a little lost kid, trying not to cry too loud as they're in the woods.
That go
Now,
point this way.
Before we go dashing that way, I feel like I should ask, is there any sort of creature in this wood that can mimic children's voices?
Smart question, though.
Would either of us know that? We are pretty new.
Roll a double insight check, and I'm going to give you both, like, +4 advantage because you would know of the Forest of Ardennes, and you've lived here. You would know enough about like the species inside.
Wait, what? How did I get a 0?
Yeah, that doesn't
Well,
make sense.
Sometimes like it doesn't actually roll the dice.
Oh yeah, well
The one
I
thing you
got,
press.
I got a 13.
Jesus fuck, Grugan.
Yeah. So with 13, you know that no, the Forest of like maybe if you go deep into Fairyland, you might find some weird shit like that. But you guys are on the outskirts. The worst you really have to worry about in this part are Barghest and Cathanegs, specifically lions. Like, it's possible there could be a manticore hidden somewhere in the woods, but there's no reports of it, and like there's fucking lions in here. It's not like it's like an easy place for one to slip in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good to know.
Still intelligent question.
I have to admit. Yes, well, unfortunately, my knowledge is mostly limited to books and whatever the latest thing some monster slayer parades around town, but it's always good to ask good questions. Knowledge is power and everything.
Hey Ronk, is that you?
And the little girl who's sort of pacing around in a circle looks up. She's got just a few little tears on her eyes, and she's clutching a stuffed basilisk made out of like really rough wool, and probably stuffed with straw, tightly to her chest. As she looks at you all, Doc, Grugan, a hairless guy.
He's new, but your mom sent us to find you.
There's an ugly man.
An ugly man.
Glances at Flavian.
Wow.
No, he looks fine, but there's an ugly man.
Are you saying somebody is in here in this clearing too?
No, I was playing in the woods and I saw an ugly man. He had glowing eyes and he was very scary and I ran.
Okay, Rogue. Where was that?
And she without like she doesn't tell you. She like grabs your hand and begins running, trying to lead you to it. And brings you back to that little fork in the road and points to the path not taken. She's like, "The ugly man was there. He had glowy eyes and he was wearing armor and it was all gross and dirty."
Hmm.
Well,
I didn't know what to do. Should I tell people about the ugly man or should I stay in case he tries to get people and eats their feet?
no, you're okay. Well, we'll take care of the ugly man.
Yeah, forget about it. But don't you think we should definitely get her home first?
Yes, I think we should take you home and then come deal with this. Okay?
I can get back. It's fine. It's just I just didn't know what to do about the ugly man.
Oh, well, we'll go deal with him. See if he's lost or if he needs help, or if he needs a good butt kicking. But why don't you get home? Your brother actually caught his first hairs. You should go help celebrate.
And she immediately begins scampering off back to the village. All right, so now there's a new mystery to solve. Who is the ugly man?
That kid was fast.
She's good at running.
But hold on, I think I kind of did what I needed to and all, right?
You did technically do what we asked you to do. If you would like to
Yes.
go back and make sure she gets there, that would be fine.
Although consider how much the chief would appreciate you showing initiative and helping us, check out a possible threat to the town, the village.
You could ask for a bonus.
We do like action.
All right, Duck. You seem to be a little bit more worldly than you seem. Okay, let's do this.
Duck looks at Gurgen. I literally just said I would travel for a couple of years before settling here.
He just shrugs and looks at you like humans, right?
As you step into a new clearing, you see, rooting around on the grassy floor, an enormous, well, maybe not by the standards of its kind, but a bear-sized or larger dragon. Full-on wings, tail, scales, horns, dragon.
Well, that's not an ugly man.
Shady, would you like to describe your character?
Yes, he is a sort of teal bluish, more darker colored dragon. Stands about 8 feet tall. Has sort of navy colored webbing in his wings and on his spikes and tail spade. And glowing purple eyes. And on him is rags of what might have been clothing at one point. And something that those of the party who have better smell can notice is he smells oddly of alcohol, and it's not coming from the gourd on the jar on his back.
I wanted to make sure the jar was there before I
Yeah.
described it. I'm glad the jar is still there. Wonderful. You see an alcoholic dragon with a large jar strapped to its back.
Let's go, sir.
And it says that.
He's not an ugly man, but I think he's an alcoholic. Easy money.
Who the fuck are you calling ugly? And he just books it towards you, stopping right in front of you, just glaring.
You watch Grugan put his hand across his entire face, like, oh my god.
So does Duck.
I just want to make sure that wasn't lost to the audience. He smells like an alcoholic. Easy money.
Stomping over with all the grace of a Skeksis.
Why, hello there. My name is Flavian Pascal. Who might you be?
Mon cher, what the fuck are you doing here?
Muncher?
Mon cher.
Oh, sorry.
You didn't insult my parents like this, asshole.
Pleasure to meet you, Monsieur.
No. He, in his defense, he didn't call you ugly. He just, I'm not going to get into that. But to his defense, no one called you ugly. We are looking for something that someone called an ugly man.
Would I have...
man, I think they mean humanoid.
Mm.
I'm scared there's
Good.
shit out of
Saying
the
you
kid,
don't
so-
think-
Could have come from that crypto waves back. Sometimes the dead come out, go wandering. Makes for good eating sometimes.
If she did see a walking corpse, that would explain the ugly part, depending on how decomposed it is.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
Oh,
a walking corpse would fit the bill of ugly man.
A dirty, ugly man.
God.
Can't forget
Ugly
that
man.
part.
Yeah, but those things have a way of working themselves out, right? Right? Like, they can't last long, can they? I don't know how this works.
Depends on how much magic's in them or how much of the vow they made before they came. That caused them to come back.
See. Well, is it still on mission to check this out, my good companions?
Well, we still haven't found an ugly man. But if you do want to
Fair
go back to
enough.
the village, you technically fulfilled your contract. You can.
But you know, customers are always much more inclined when you pay them back in interest, you know?
Oh, I love this party already.
Kruken's just chuckling. He's like, yeah, orcs like action.
Wait, are you guys gonna break into the mausoleum potentially?
We're just seeing if the ugly man is anything we have to worry about. If he's a skeleton, he probably just wants some liquor.
That is honestly
Not
not inaccurate for Midgahheim, no.
I know.
Might not be the first time Grugans have to deal with this.
Might very well not be. The path before you forks. Which fork do you take?
My good Monsieur, would you happen to know the path to this mausoleum?
I could have told you like 3 swigs ago. Go up.
I see.
I may be named Duck, but I can't exactly fly or jump good, you know?
No joke, good.
A little bit of a meta joke there.
It's making me laugh. I got it.
Go ahead, Flavian, pick away
Well.
and we'll follow you.
All right.
You always flip a coin.
Let's see.
Grugan is,
We're gonna flip a coin.
Grugan is trying to let Flavian, like, prove himself with the orc
Hmm.
way.
If it's heads, we'll go left. If it's tails, we'll go right. And the D4 is just gonna be 1 and 2 for heads, 1 and 3 and 4 for tails.
Tails.
Well, we're going right.
Duck just wanted to see you pull out the money.
Wonderful.
Oh.
As you go up the isn't that funny? As you go up the path, you find another clearing, and in the clearing, standing there in rotten clothes and armor, is an ugly man.
Do you get a yellow point?
Unfortunately, no. Gray, would you like to introduce your character?
Sure. I am playing Arthur Baker, or as he's affectionately known already in my head as Art. He was a soldier back in the day for Bretonance during the last Goblin War. And he did the thing that happens a lot in war. He died. Then he swore that if there was certain events occurring, he would come back. And well, he's here.
All right, so you guys see a literal shambling, walking corpse with rusty armor and a rotten body beneath rotten clothes and glowing blue eyes, just sort of standing lost in a clearing in the woods.
Hey, buddy,
Want to
you want
give
some
up
liquor?
any of your bones?
Those two different approaches.
I heard Shady's first. So Art
Just
would
says-
turn.
God damn it.
I don't know if it was on my end, but I didn't hear what Grugan said.
Yeah, I
He
couldn't
just wants
either.
to know if you needed any liquor. You look like a lost skeleton.
Do you need liquor and do you not need your bones?
Art's
That's a
going.
Baba Yaga question if I've ever heard one.
That's such a Baba Yaga
Bones
question.
can be exchanged.
I can
for
never get
liquor.
back away from the witches.
Art will turn first to Grugan and go, "No, I should be fine." And then turn to Monshare and be like, "No, I need my bones.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
Thank you for asking, though. If I didn't need them, you could have them."
I'll hold you to that.
What you doing wandering around in the woods?
Well, I woke up, and which means if I woke up, then I guess the last thing I swore I gotta go do, which is not good news. What are my fucking matters? Art Baker, pleasure to meet you. He says, extending like a shakily rotting arm with bones clearly out of the gloves. Was a soldier back for Bretonance back in the day. I don't know what day it is now, to be fair. And I died in the third Goblin War. I don't know if there's been more than 3. Is there more than 3 now?
No, and there
Well,
never
that's the
will
last
be.
one.
Well, I don't remember too much right now. But I do remember as I had a sword in my gut, and he like gestures with his free hand and sticks his hand in what is either no organs or clearly a hole where somebody shoved a sword through his torso. Either way, it's like I got stabbed in the gut and I was dying. And I remember if anyone ever did one of them stupid bloody fucking goblin wars, I'd come back from the grave myself and kick their arse. So, If I'm awake, that's not good news.
You just watch Grugan turn around and start booking it towards the village.
Yeah, Duck has hearing all this had a very strange look and is very quickly following Grogan as well.
It's really funny because at this moment you all smell smoke.
Shit. I hope that one. Hopefully that one girl that ran away is fine.
Oh my god.
What's going on?
Flavor,
Scotland
you're
War.
genre aware.
That was like.
With
Flavor,
the-
you gotta run to keep from being left in the woods.
Hi. Hi, kitty.
Don't worry about that. We'll be fine. Have you been to war yet?
We've had these. I'm a merchant, not a soldier.
Ah, shite. Civilians. Alright, just stay behind me. Should be fine.
Wonderful.
God damn it, DZ.
Okay, so we're gonna play a fun mini game.
Oh.
We're gonna play a fun mini game. It's got some very simple rules. You got 6 orcs in a village that's currently under siege by various knights wearing red and the symbol of the kingdom of Angelsex from Bretons. Each of these 6 orcs can last between 2 and 5 rounds before they are slain by the knights attacking their village. You have 2 approaches. You can try to split up and rescue them all individually, in which case you will have to fight the knights attacking them. Or you can stay together and not have to fight the knights, but have to make a group check to try and rescue each orc. Each check will take a round. Each fight will take however many rounds it takes to resolve the fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, I won't tell you how long specific orcs can last. They can all last between 2 and 5 rounds.
How do you want to handle this, guys?
I'm cool with splitting up, cover more ground.
Could we split up into 2 groups, maybe?
You'll still have to fight them, but at least you'll have more muscle while fighting them.
That's fair.
So we take our chances with checks, or we go and try to beat the shit out of them as fast as possible.
We don't have any
Oh.
bonds yet, which would be a big advantage for checks, too.
That is right. But we do start with some Fabula points, I think.
Oh, we do?
True. Which means that
Everybody
you
starts with
can
3.
evoke your traits for a reroll. You can invoke bonds to add a flat bonus, but you can reroll dice with a Fabula point.
How many do we start with?
1 Fabula point if
5.
we have none at the start of the session. So
Alright.
we have
You
at
start
least
creation with 3 points.
Okay.
3?
So 3.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess it depends too how strong these knights might be.
Depends on the knights, I suppose. Splitting up would give us the advantage of being able to rescue more people potentially faster.
Yeah. I'll point to each orc. So, Glarb over here, of a teenage boy who caught 2 rabbits a day. Isn't that a nice day for him? He is currently being attacked by 1 knight. Ronk, the sweet little girl who wanted to warn her family about the ugly man in the woods, is being attacked by 1 knight.
We should have kept her with us.
Hog, father of the 2 kids, and sweet himbo Bard is being menaced by 1 knight. Grumma Bloodwallow, the batty old lady of the village, is being menaced by 1 knight. Molly, the town guard, is being menaced by 2 knights. And Chief Ogre Blight is being menaced by 4.
Okay, well, just doing some quick counting, I guess if they only are going to last 2 to 5 turns, I will say if we do the check route, I think we're basically guaranteed to lose somebody.
Yeah.
So then,
That said, if you do the split up and battle route and a battle takes a while, you could be guaranteed to
Right.
lose more people.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you gamble and try to save everybody, or do you do the sure path that could potentially net you 5 saved orcs?
that's up to you guys.
What are you guys
This isn't-
feeling?
What are the checks that you were going to have to make?
Well, you're in Fabula Ultima style. You're going to have to describe your approach of how you get each individual orc out, and I'll tell you what dice to roll for it. And each orc has a set difficulty level for what the check to save them is, regardless of what you're doing. So you can describe an approach that you think will play to your strengths to maximize the chance of getting it. I will say this: the less turns an orc can survive, the easier to get the check it is. So like if we have one orc that can only survive 2 rounds, their check is going to be a lower DC than an orc that can survive 5 rounds. To give you potentially more time to get the check successfully and save them.
Okay. It's kind of a hard choice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really hard choice because, I mean, if we weren't level 1, I'd almost say it might be too risky to do combat. But I think we might be able to pull off combat. Maybe if we split into like smaller groups, because then we can overwhelm possibly.
So if we did that, I know my character's on the squishy side, so in terms of combat, I don't know how strong it'd be. So
And-
it makes sense for me to be in a group of 2.
Yeah, and also I will note this: you don't have to choose whichever option you choose doesn't have to be locked in. You could save 2 in 1 round of combat, and then go to making checks for the rest.
Okay,
this
yeah,
was
'cause
actually
I-
my next question. So.
I think if we split up, we'd be able to save the kids and maybe the dad at least
Yeah.
in 1 round.
Yeah, because my current goal is, or what I think would be good, is trying to save the kids and their parents.
Yeah, the chief is probably the one who can hold out for 5 rounds. Him and Molly, probably.
Grugan is pretty good at kicking things' ass, so he could go by himself if you guys wanted to split up like a lot and then group together to get the other ones.
2, 2, and 1.
Yeah, that's true. What I thought too.
Yeah, okay. I'll allow it.
I can go with. Should I go with Moncher?
Yeah, you go ahead and go with my chair.
Um,
Where are you guys going? Because I can go over here and get this kid.
Yeah. Let's save the girl.
Save the girl? Okay.
All right, Flavian. That means you and I are going after Mr. Handsome Orc Man.
Save your himbo scene.
Aren't those the colors? Aren't these your countrymen?
Right, battle time, I guess. Everyone's got to roll initiative.
Okay.
Initiative was yep, there it is.
Yes, it's in stats.
And so my 2 groups are... Yeah, okay. And my 3 groups. Grugan, are you saving the little boy?
Yep.
Okay.
Gotta shake off the grave rot there. The grave dust.
I have a -2 to initiative thanks to the armor, so
I have minus.
Okay.
Yeah,
But I
that
might
was
calculate
Charles's
it,
big
so.
problem.
Well, Flavian's got you covered.
Even with the -1 to it.
Yeah, I think Charles had a -2 initiative up until we got the dragon armor.
Okay.
The entire game.
All right. Plus side, your various teams all won their initiative offs.
Hell yeah.
So let's fucking go. And I'm gonna say this, like, regardless of what their normal turn limits are, you attacking the knights that were attacking them is going to give them a longer reprieve than they might have had otherwise. Not for any of the others that are still being attacked by knights without people distracting them. But for the 3 that you're trying to save right now, you may have bought some extra time. You don't know. Okay. So conflict, you may spend 10 mind points. If you do, choose one option. Oh shit! Good. That's a good skill, Flavian.
Yeah, so Flavian's kind of panicky, but he's gonna just like take a shot at the knight, like he's just in battle, like, what are you doing? Stop that! And I get a +1 to hit with that.
Fuck. That hits.
Oh, okay.
And don't worry, I know you're like starting out. They're not super heavy.
Sure. Just a
Fair
free action,
All right, so you
for
did
10 damage.
10 damage. Very nice. All right, and now since you guys won the initiative order, one of you gets to go again.
Could I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, this might be asking much since we split up and this is like a group thing, but this says I can do this to up to 3 creatures. Can I hit all 3?
It's a spell, so I'll allow it.
Yeah. So
nice.
I'll use half of my mind points to cast Umbra on all 3 as Duck lifts up the staff which she was using, kind of just like a walking staff, and the little bauble at the end glows with black fire, and then that just streaks out to the 3 of them. Goes, fuck off!
That damage is 22 damage. Jesus crumbs. All right. Very good. All right. Well, they don't like that. So the shield guy that's facing you is gonna try to hit you with his shield, Duck. And that is does 18 hit you?
You have to ask?
I just want to make sure.
Ow.
Well, you take 16 damage.
Ouch.
Now it's
Oh.
one of your guys' turn.
I think that put me right at crisis.
Oh, hot damn.
May I go?
Yeah.
Okay. So seeing my ally get hit, Moncher is going to... Sorry, clicking screens. Going to bat the knight attacking Duck with his wings, aka twin shields.
That hits. And you successfully smack him, and on the second smack with your wings, you hear a crack, and this knight falls over, his neck bent at an unhealthy angle, and his leg twitching slightly before it stops. Alright. Next, this knight with a mace is going to attack Arthur. I'm going to guess this hits. 23?
Yeah? Yeah?
Alright. You take 18 physical damage as he hits you with his flail.
Okay. May I go next? If nobody
Absolutely.
minds? All right, I'm just doing the math real quick to make sure I have my HP right. 37. So I'm going to activate one of the new classes that I have because I think it's a really fun combo of abilities.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend Charging Cavalry, which I spend 10 MP, and I can have somebody else hit.
Oh.
Hey, Grugan, you want to hit somebody for free?
Okay. Not with that roll. Not. I could use a fast
Actually, yes, with that roll.
Oh, okay.
That just barely hit the knight's defense.
So you got a +1 bonus to that, but the high roll is 0, so it would just be the 14 damage.
Okay.
Because it's that. Mostly because then I get to do this. Because I picked Charging Cavalry. So, hey Grugan, you haven't technically gone this round.
That's true.
Your turn.
Before the knight can get a turn. Oh my god, that's evil. Yeah, that hits, and you fucking massacre him.
You let me build a commander orator combo, man.
I love
don't
it.
know.
I love it so much. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with, but that's really good. That's some tactical shit. I love it.
Grugan loves it.
Well, Flail Guy went, so God, who's left? I think it's Flavian.
Yep. All right. And I'm going to shoot again the crossbow at the knight.
That hits. Well, Hachima, look at you guys.
That was all one
Trying to
round.
do business here.
All right, 3 orcs saved, 1 round down. We've got everyone else is still up. Who we going to next?
Do you think we might be able to, like, again, do like 2 and 3, like 2 go help Molly, and then, all right, no, 2 help Grandma, and then the other 3 go.
Grandma Bloodwallow, you know.
Yeah. Like 2 to overwhelm the one going after her, and then the other 3 to go help Molly.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Who do we want to go to who? I mean, I'm closer to Molly, I guess. Technically on the map, it doesn't matter, but...
Yeah,
Won't
I
share.
could go.
Monsieur Flavian will need help up north for sure.
Very well. And Monchair just charges towards this knight.
So is
Roll
it three-
initiative once more, friends.
So is it 3 with?
Yeah, because there's 2 knights here.
This is fair.
Because we want to overwhelm them.
Yeah.
Oh, and Monsieur, don't forget, you're flying, so they can't hit you unless they use ranged or magic.
Hell yeah.
Until you get into Crisis, I think.
Yep, for Crisis.
Alright, fail! Let's go!
It's just initiative, so it's alright.
I get that fucking fabula point. Let's go!
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so thanks to Flavian and Duck being split up, you guys win both initiative rolls.
Oh, thank God.
because this is the start of a new round. I can do that.
Fuck yeah, do it.
The high speed.
Again. So, you know, to the finger, he just takes a shot at the knight again.
That hits.
Plus 1 to hit on it.
That hits.
Just do business.
This is not good business. To shoot that guy with a crossbow. Wonderful. I love it.
Can I go next?
Go for it.
That is how that works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
cool,
just
cool.
action.
All right. I'm going to attack with my wings again.
It's pretty good. It hits. Do some good damage on that guy. That guy's going to attack you back. 21 hit.
Yes.
They're rolling well on their attacks. That's disconcerting. You take 17 damage.
Okay.
Is that arranged?
Yeah, is that range?
You know what? You're right. I have to. Okay, so actually changing that, does 19 hit?
Still, yes.
Okay. Oh wait. Sorry, I'm not doing my math right. Does 11 hit? Because they don't add anything. They add something to the high roll. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Brain no worky. Duh. Did you say no?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, then he doesn't hit you. All right, there we are.
Yeah, I'm just imagining it like once Alvair, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, once Alvair pot shots the guy, Monter just rushes him and smacks him into the wall.
Excellent. All right. Night Guy went. So who would like to go next?
I could soften him up with Umbra again.
Fucking do
Sure.
it, man.
Do it.
So, for 2 of them,
That hits. It does some very, very wonderful damage.
I am so low on magic.
I think this guy's dead. Yeah, that guy's dead. Oh, you saved the
did
grandma.
Molly.
All right.
Oh, no, I was going after the 2 here.
Oh, does it not hit all of them?
Oh, no, I could actually. So, yeah, that would. Yeah, if I didn't know if I could reach them. But
Yeah, you're fine.
I would definitely do that to try and save everyone. I'm now at
Alright.
0 mana.
All right. Well, hey, that was well cast. Okay, this guy's gonna try to hit Mr. Bag of Bones with a sword, with an axe. Does 9 hit you, Mr. Bag of Bones?
Mr. Bag of Bones, I do not believe a 9 hits me. Let me look at my stats. I have a 10 in defense, so no.
You whiffed.
Full arm duel.
Gosh, that's tempting. That's so tempting. But I want to do, like, I'm enjoying the commanders, messing with the commander stuff, so we're going to do that again. Spend another 10. What was the name of this one again?
Molly's not in combat at the moment.
Okay, then we're going to give it to Grugan, because Grugan hits like a truck and hasn't gone this turn.
Alright. Who do you want me to attack? Pull Iron Man or Shield Dude?
Whichever one you want to.
Alright, I'll hit Shield Dude because he's right there.
Dude, yeah. So you get a +1 bonus to roll, but your high roll is 0.
The unstoppable force versus the very movable object.
So that would be 14 to hit. And it just 14 damage.
He's dead.
And then
And pole arm guy has gone already, so now it's just whoever's left can just
hey,
take their
Grugan, go
shots.
next.
Alright.
Yeah. So crushing chariot is just a flat thing that happens.
It's just very good.
It's just very
Okay.
I haven't even had to take my turn yet.
All right, that's 2 rounds. 5 orcs saved.
Fuckers.
Now this one would do the check. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, I'm completely out of mana, so. Well, I got inventory points.
All right, need to re-roll initiative.
So
should have
are we
3 turns, hopefully.
we making a
Ooh,
fight?
That's not a great initiative.
Yeah, do we want to rake this a roll or do we want to make this a fight?
Fight.
I assumed.
Okay.
Yeah, I was rolling initiative.
Yeah, same. Because I mean, I rolled really well, so
We should be able to take them out. The chief should have a lot more turns.
and will he be able to help us out?
If you guys were like, later in the game in a higher level fight, then yes, I would have him be an assistant. But right now, you're rescuing him.
Okay.
This is supposed to be difficult, and something that really forces you to think strategically. And right now, I'm very pleased. There were like I poured over for weeks figuring out exactly how I want this to mathematically work because I wanted it to be possible to save them all, but not necessarily easy. And so seeing you go into it and finding ways to like pull it off this much is it's making me very impressed and very proud. But anyway, you guys won the initiative off. Here, I'll just Final Fantasy this up a little bit. There we go.
Well, I'm gonna pot shot the one with the mace then with the high speed.
Damn.
Machi machi.
It's getting more used to it, I guess.
Damn. Okay, yeah, that hits. And does a significant chunk of damage. Which one are you shooting?
The one with the mace.
Okay. All right. And is that a free attack or is that just
Free attack. Free
okay?
action.
Then I guess one of you gets to go next.
Y'all cool with me going?
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Second verse, same as the thirst. And I'm attacking the one in front of me.
All right. That hits. Does a decent amount of damage too. How about you, foul beast? 14 hit?
Let's. No, actually.
Oh, damn.
Even flying?
Can we
I mean, it would
use
be
the inventory things like our items on each other?
I think so. It just matters that they're spent automatically once you use them.
Okay.
You can't hoard them up. Because they're the equivalent of potions and ethers in Final Fantasy, and like there's no restriction on who you use those on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Makes sense.
You just throw it at them. I never could tell if you like had them drink it or you just broke the bottle on their face.
Well, I have a
sweet
inventory-
healing.
Yes. Shards
Sweet
of
healing glass.
You eat
I
the
can
bottle.
go and toss an elixir to Duck.
I was going to do that on my turn. If you don't want to waste yours.
Well, if I do that, then you can use your attack.
That's true.
You can hit more than me. Opportunity cost, it works.
That would.
Hey, Duck, take a swing of this, it'll help your magic. And Flavian throws Duck an elixir to heal 50 MP.
And Doc was like, "This is what I tried to steal earlier."
Might ask for payment later.
Oh, we'll see if we survive. So I get 50 mind points back. Nice. Does that mean I go next or one of
That would
those?
be fine.
Oh no, I think one of them has to go. Shieldy's gonna go. Does 13 hit you, Duck?
A 13, yes.
Okay. You take 18 damage.
I get 2 mind points. Because I picked the masochistic. But wait, how much damage?
18. I
Oh.
apologize for how well they're rolling.
So, okay. Funny thing. Should I go next?
You can.
Okay.
Shoot.
Well, because I just want to kill these fuckers faster, I'm going to ignore that I'm at literally 1 HP, and oh no, the bad luck
Luckily-
kicks in.
They're what?
Well, no, I rolled bad.
Their magic defense is 0.
Oh,
So yeah.
I was going to
Oh
do
god.
this one, the 3 closest, the full arm and down.
Remind
Or
your bad
Morningstar.
remind your bad GM which ones got hit.
The one in front of me.
And the mace.
So Flail and Halberd. Okay.
He's doing shield, flail, and halberd.
All right. And Shield's looking in a bad way.
Ooh.
Shield went.
That
Mace
is,
guy.
like, holding herself up with her staff now. She's bleeding.
Mace guy hasn't gone yet, I don't think, so he can go. Jesus Christ. Why are you rolling so high? Art, does 15 hit you?
Yeah.
18 damage, my pal.
That's fine. He takes it like a champ. And looks dead ahead into the eyes of the guy above him. Is it okay if I go Scatha next?
Hey, do it.
Okay. So I think it's 18 hit points. He's gonna look at him and be like, "Sorry, mate. Nothing personal, but you knew what happened when you went to war."
Bookham is talking to me! Ah!
So we're going to invoke this one that I have because it's a fun one. So my might die is a D8, and I can survive 7 damage. So I'm going to take the 7 damage, and I'm going to try to hit him with the wonderful little spear I have. Equipment. Holy shit.
Fuck.
Does a 13 hit?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay. So it's 860, it's 24 dark damage as the tip of his spear glows with the same light of his eyes, and he just stabs him with it. Like, yep.
You
No,
eviscerate that limey bastard.
Sorry, mate. No hard feelings.
The effect of him standing on the fire detail, when he disappeared, it just looked like you just exploded him.
Yeah, blow up that British man.
I mean, the only thing that can kill a British man is a British man.
All you need is love, motherfucker. Alright, well, it's Shield Guy. Well, Shield Guy already went, so who hasn't
Grugan.
killed someone yet?
Rugen.
Grugan.
He
Why
was
not?
so appropriately drawn. Oh,
I can invoke a Fabula point, though.
go ahead and re-roll one of those dice.
You roll one of them 10s. But, okay.
24 damage.
Okay. As the village of Skullcrack continues to burn around you, the leather huts completely, shriveling and being consumed by flame. Its denizens have survived. Every single one. You magnificent motherfuckers. All right. Eventually, you all recollect, and the chief, though heavily wounded from having fended off 4 of the knights at once, to the best of his ability, he's got several gashes and bruises from them attempting to bring him down. He declares, "We cannot stay here. They were hunting us. More will come. Let us find a place in the woods to make camp for now, and then discuss how we can move forward." Eventually, you and the orcs all, pick up what few belongings you have that haven't been consumed by the fire, and go further into the forest of Arden until you find a clearing that's relatively well hidden where you can all set up and make camp. The Molly and Hog tend to their little ones. Grummy Bloodwallow begins making a truly wretched-looking stew. And the chief lies panting, trying to recover from his wounds.
Rugen's gonna sit down by the chief and go, "What was that?"
"It is a war. I have heard rumblings of a goblin war. Bretons, or Anglesix at least, is trying to do it again. I feared it might spill into our shores, but to come here, I thought we were hidden. They knew." And he gestures in the direction of the very small human settlement by a bridge across the river, near-ish to Skullcrack. "They must have come from there, from that bridge. Which means they are starting the invasion from the south. The northern tribes may not know what is coming yet."
Someone
And
should warn them then.
he nods. "I think I must take my people to Peridot in the Fairylands. We may be exiled, but I think they will give us safe harbor for a time."
During times like this, yes.
And he looks at you with an apologetic expression in his very weary face. "Is it too much to ask, old friend, that you seek out the leaders of the other tribes, the Lady of Fright in Betelebel, the Grumboog, and the Dwarf King of Nain Rouge, to warn them of what is coming?"
That's not too much, no. I'm gonna be in this whether I like it or not.
He nods. "I think best to go north through the forest, cling to the woods. You cannot trust the humans. Get to the bridge at Rayloshan, and then make your way through the wilderness.
Oh, that human fellow. He proved himself.
A human I can trust. Individual humans can be good people, but I do not trust the people of Francaine to look out for my kind when they could save their skins by selling us down the river.
It's always the way it is. I'll get him to somewhere safer. Get him close to one of the human villages, and then he can go on his way.
He nods. You all saved my people, my family. It is a debt. And he struggles to try and sit a bit taller and doesn't have the strength and sort of collapses back. It is a debt I will repay. My bones and my blood. And then as he pants, he lowers his very long, porcine neck. He's like, I need to rest now.
Go on. I'll watch.
Thank you, Ruben. Okay. The rest of you. What the fuck was that?
Damn it, this whole thing has gone things up. Everyone knows that war is not good for business. We can't have a war. We don't need a war.
Depends on the business, I suppose, but I'm in agreement with you.
I draw the line at that business.
Well, I'll be an honest businessman who doesn't sell in wool. Didn't know those still existed.
I'll accept the compliment, whatever.
I already love this dynamic.
Sorry, the lungs are a little rotted.
Why are your people attacking us? I guess that's a stupid question. You've been dead for years and years and years.
Like he's about to bring down the mouth.
Yeah,
mouth
Flavian, you would know enough of the Goblin Wars to know that if he says he's in the Third Goblin War, that's like a good handful of decades ago. That's like 50 years ago or so.
If I had a good answer for why they're doing it, I'd give it to you. But if I'm gonna be real with you, 99% of the time the Goblin Wars used to be go pillage this place, go loot this place in the name of our kingdom because there's goblins, and the quote unquote goblins would be like people. Not even actual goblins, just like human people. They're all crock of shit.
Yes, I suppose, but the only politics I care about are the politics of business. But this is bad for business.
I like how upset Flavian is. I just wanted to sell my shitty little knickknacks.
This should not have been difficult.
I'm just trying to increase the range of my capitalism.
I think I killed a couple of them back there. Never done that before.
More than a couple.
It's a little more than a couple, my friend. You're very handy with a crossbow.
Yes, technically, he didn't get the finishing blow on a good number of them, but
You're only complicit in murder. Which is which flies in court.
Well, they were an enemy nation. You know, nobody will be upset unless they win the war. But what do we do from here? What do we do? The orcs are going into hiding. That doesn't sound like a bad idea, right? Yeah, forget about it. What good'll that do?
I'm going in after him. Not the orcs, the soldiers. That's my plan. I don't know about the rest of yous.
What does going in after them mean?
He taps the spear twice. More killing, probably.
Preferably a backstab.
I mean, I got called an ugly man by a child today, so I can't imagine I'm doing great in the looks department. It's not like I have a mirror, but I put my hands in front of my face and there's a blue glow, and that can't be good.
Your scarf is charming.
Oh, yeah, so this is actually part of the old banner I used to wear.
Would Flavian have like a mirror in his inventory?
Probably. Yes, if you would like to take yourself, I suppose.
Eh. Nah, I'm good. Never was the vain type.
Fair enough. I mean, I've seen uglier anyway. Once in a while, you'd see some magician come around trying to raise skeletons as a parlor trick.
Neat.
Dragon, what's your feeling on all this?
Well, Moncher had been carrying a corpse with him and is now putting it in his jar.
God.
I just want to say that Autumn was in the room when I said that, and she balked and looked at me and gestured, "Why?"
Listen, it's not as dirty as you think. It's not a My Little Pony situation. He's just pickling them for food.
Okay. There'll be a look at that's like, do you do that with every corpse you meet, or just?
Depends on the day.
Fair enough, suppose.
He did ask for a bone upon meeting you.
I mean, this is fair. He did ask for a bone.
What symbol was on? That was Breton's on them, correct?
Yep. I recognize that red anywhere.
I'll help you with this fight. I got business to take care of with a certain bastard. And knowing him, he all in this bullshit.
I mean, fair enough, suppose. I can go after a king or two. It's usually them anyways, you know, they don't care about the little guy, so.
Yeah. It all depends on what makes him look good.
Sounds
Hey.
like a plan.
All I know is I ain't sober enough for this. And just, he pulls out a thing of meat and just starts chugging.
You're not sober enough for this.
Yep. Gets more drunk.
Ugly man,
Oh,
as you and your friends are talking, the little orc girl cautiously approaches and tries to look up at you, but has trouble like not holding the gaze and keeps averting her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Man, I'm sorry I called you ugly and told these people to beat you up, she says, gesturing to the other party members. Thank you for saving my dad and me and my brother and my mom. And then she holds out the plush basilisk. You can have this.
No, you don't have to give me that, sweetheart. That one's yours. He's doing a good job keeping you safe. So you keep a hold of him.
She quickly hugs it back to her chest and nods, and then scuttles off.
And as she scuttles off, she goes, just call me Art. You don't have to call me man. That's weird.
And the other surviving orcs all do regard you all with a great deal of warmness and gratitude throughout the night. Of course. Now would be a great time for an interlude scene, I believe. And for you guys to forge your first bonds. As with the previous campaign, I'm going to bend the rules and allow you all to make a bond of each of your fellow PCs, free of charge. Just as bond of 1 strength, though, not 3. And yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's a nice set of starting bonds for you.
Deck definitely sees, or probably already had this for Grugan, as admiration. Just respects the old boar.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably already have one with Duck. I'm trying to find out which one is funniest. Not in a bad way, but just mistrust because of how, goblin.
Yeah, that's fair.
Goblin mischievousness is.
Well, she's also mischievous for a even by the goblin standards, she's mischievous.
So Duck is distrust, but in a funny way.
Yeah, I think that's not to go again, but I think that's what she's kind of feeling about Moncher. It's just I don't trust you, you weird little man that is the size of a bear.
It's a good Dinobot and a Rat Trap dynamic forming here.
Let's see. Yeah, I think mistrust for Duck still makes sense for Flavian. Duck did try to steal. Flavian knew what Duck was trying to do, but still not fully there. Yeah, I agree. Mistrust for Moncher. I mean, he's seen Moncher jumping on humans. It's that's weird.
Oh, you chew on one corpse, and then all of a sudden,
you'd pickle one human and eat it in front of other people instead of in the privacy of your own home, and suddenly you're a monster.
How dare!
I'm gonna go with inferiority for Art, because Flavian feels completely out of his element here, but recognizes Art even coming back from the dead apparently is on the go. Completely ready to lay down.
Fair enough. I'm still trying to figure out. Moncher also has mistrust on my side, but he did try to eat my bones. I feel like out of everybody, it's I'm watching an eye on you. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night to find you taking my fingers.
Yeah, for right
Finger
now.
food.
Oh, sorry.
No, just finger food.
Yes.
It's got keys.
Yeah, for right now, all of you are getting mistrust because came out of the woods, man.
We did do that.
I was in the woods too, man. I don't know what
And,
you want. You found me.
Immediately brought the ruckus to him.
Grugan's actually gonna have admiration for Moncher because you're one, a dragon, and two, very good at fighting, and he's an orc.
Hell yeah.
And just because I want you to have one person that isn't mistrust.
Well, I mean, it was like Duck's mistrust was again that affectionate mistrust.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you old rascal eating people that you pickled.
That's not weird for him.
Duck
the same
comes from
species, so it doesn't
fairyland
count.
swamps. It gets weird there.
God,
I'm trying
that's
to
a
think
terrifying
what
picture.
Grugan's would be for Flavian.
For Flavian, I went with affection for art because you're very clearly someone who should not be in the fighting. But you've got a pretty good hand on that crossbow, man, and you held your own.
Mhm.
I think I'll actually
And
also put affection for Flavian because he tried his best. He, you know, even though he clearly didn't want to, he, respected, you know, our people's customs. Thank you. Good lord. So yeah, he's just a weird little freak.
These are weird little freaks.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go inferiority for Grugan right now as well. Kind of again, more imposing, more in it for what we just went through.
That's fair.
I think I got all mine set.
And
All right, I've got.
I just have for art, which is going to be admiration because you directed me very well on that battlefield.
You're welcome. I went with admiration because holy shit, you hit like a truck.
yeah, Duck went with admiration for Arthur as well because, like, oh, this guy is a fellow veteran who's just launching himself into a war that he literally cursed himself to come back and fight again. I respect that.
Yep. And I'm gonna go with affection because Art's gonna be like, "You're a funky little magic guy. I like my funky little magic guys."
I'm gonna change my mistrust to affection because that's more the vibe that I'm going for. It's just, you know, weird affection. What a weird little freak.
Yeah, that would have been the first time that Grugan or anyone in the village saw her casting spells.
Wonderful. Okay. Any last things you guys would like to discuss before your characters go to sleep?
I was just going to say the reason why Duck was kind of quiet during everyone discussing what to do is because she was quiet ever since, you know, fleeing the village. She hasn't really spoken and is just kind of sitting off to the side quietly.
Rugen will come up to you and sit down and not speak for a minute or two. Just sit next to you.
Very hard not to notice.
Yeah.
You're looming again, Grugan.
There's not much I could do about that.
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Just wasn't expecting to be in a war zone again, just so abruptly.
Neither was I. Rather we weren't. But Chief asked me to go speak to all the leaders and let them know that this is happening before it can reach them.
That's smart. They deserve to prepare.
I wanted to ask if you wanted to come with me.
Sorry, what was that?
He wanted to ask if you wanted to come with him.
Well, there's not really much we can stay here for, and she kind of looks at the family and, the survivors going, probably best I kind of stay away from them. I kind of probably pushed it staying for so long.
I don't think this was anything like that. I think it was more just humans doing what humans do.
Oh, yeah. And then she kind of has this thoughtful look for a moment and then grimaces. Oh, this means I gotta go. Oh, no. This means we gotta go talk to the Grand Bouge.
Yeah.
He hates it when I called him that. Oh.
We've got a lot
Oh,
of travel
man.
before we get there.
I gotta talk to my boss that I totally pissed off before leaving.
It was not a. It was a messy quitting, resignation.
Why did I flip over his desk? Ah, jeez.
At least I resisted the urge to steal his boots.
Really.
Yeah. Although we should really make sure they're safe and all, but
They're headed to Castle
Yeah.
Caradot. I don't want anything to do with the Fairylands if I can help it.
yeah, I can't really. Lowers her voice. I'm still kind of exiled, so I really shouldn't stick around too long in there if we pass through. Like, legitimately banished.
Hmm. I'm not banished, but I'd rather not anybody see me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with. The others were talking about needing to do something as well. This will probably give them a goal, I suppose.
We're gonna be meeting up with the rest of them. I mean, he kind of gestures to Moncher stuffing the rest of the corpse in his gourds. The rest of that army's gonna be right on our ass. They have things to do, and they involve fighting them. We're gonna be running into them fairly often, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I'm not against, fighting. It's just wasn't expecting to do it so intensely, so quickly, But that's war, I guess. You don't exactly warn you it's happening until it does.
If If I didn't have to pick up the Zack server again, I would have been happy. But I guess that's not for me. And he's gonna lever himself up with the axe in question and go, well, it'll be interesting traveling with you, Duck.
Yeah, she kind of gets this, like, can't say I'll behave myself completely, but I'll try.
I don't want you to behave yourself. It's more interesting when you don't.
And does that goblin grin with perhaps maybe too many teeth?
Porcine face is not really made for grinning, and he tries his best, but it's not nice to look at.
Yeah, I'm just imagining Beast from Beauty and the Beast when he does that giant grin,
Kind of.
but more boar tusks.
There's a lot of tusks in his mouth, so yeah. And he'll go over to Moncher.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So what's your business with, the soldiers of Bretance, if you don't mind me asking?
In time, I might tell you more, because no offense, I do not trust you enough yet.
Don't take offense to that. We met this morning, and then we killed people together.
Excellent. But some time ago, one who had higher standing in the army did something terrible to me. And gotta get him back for that.
Well, me and Duck over there, the chief asked me to go warn everybody else. So we're gonna be running into that army a lot. If you come with us, do you think you'll probably get your chance more than just running around the countryside looking for them?
Works for me.
He'll extend like his weird pig hand and go shake on it.
And Moncher will extend his lizard hand and grasp Grugan's hand and just shake.
Your enemies are mine now.
Hell yeah.
Common orc way of comforting one another.
Hmm.
Kind of figured.
Who upset you? I'll kill them.
I'll kill them. The little merchant fella. Probably drop him at a human settlement. He'll be happier there.
Return him to his natural environment.
Yeah, give him his enrichment. He held himself pretty well, but I don't think he's made for war. Maybe he'll surprise me, though.
He was pretty handy with that in battle.
Sorry, I'm looking at the chat. There's a lot of things happened since the last time I looked. Okay. So that's the two people that he's going to
Recruit?
Recruit. Because I imagine that Art's just gonna follow me. Or... I mean, I could go talk to him.
If you want to.
Art just said your name was?
Yep. All my friends call me Art. And after you guys been fighting, I'd rather you be friends than not.
Same here.
It's been a while since I've seen somebody who can actually swing an axe like that. Very impressive.
I wish I didn't have to be honest. I thought that swinging days were over. Unless it was wood.
You're telling me?
Yeah, you literally crawled up out of your grave because you're so pissed off that this is happening again.
Yep. I swore on my dying breath, if they did another fucking goblin war, I was gonna come out and stop it myself. And then I died. Don't recommend it.
I don't think anybody does. Well, the chief asked me personally to go deliver messages to the other settlements. The other two are coming with me. One, the dragon, because he's gonna run into the person that he's after. Duck, because she's Duck, and she does what she likes.
Her name's Duck. Gotcha. I didn't catch yours, by the way.
Grugan.
Grugan. I'll join you. Makes sense. To alert others or warn of what's coming and then mount a proper defense against it makes perfect sense to me. If you have me along, I'll take you. Otherwise, I'll just start go picking fights.
The easiest way to stop a war is to, be ready for it to happen. Cat, stop! Sorry, she's biting me.
You weren't prepared for the war.
You were.
I'm gonna have to go feed her, so I'm gonna wrap up this scene and go.
Yep. I'll be with you in the morning.
Alright.
And don't worry about the merchant feller. I'll give him a talking to.
Okay. She's literally biting my toes, so I gotta go feed her. I'll be right back.
Well, she knows how to get what she wants.
She knows how to get. She knows how to get what she wants. And then Art's, I guess, while we're waiting, I'm gonna go over towards our wonderful friend Flavian. And he's gonna sit down next to him again and be like, "So Flavian, buddy. Can I call you buddy? I'm gonna call you buddy. What's your plans after this?"
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? This whole war thing kind of, again, not great for business.
But a war hero is good for business.
Eh.
And a guy who stops a war,
I
even better for business.
Yes. Well, whoever does that, tipping my hat to them.
Yeah. Now imagine how much money you can make by helping stop the war.
It's called loss prevention.
Think of it in the way that you'll be able to tap into markets unlike any now. Now, our friends here, they're going on a big quest to go talk to all the goblin civilizations to go, talk to them, be like, hey, the war's going to happen. I'm going with them because they'll probably get attacked by soldiers, and that's technically a strategic thing to do. It makes sense to my old quote unquote leadership days. So I'm going to go with him. But now I'm assuming all of them are dead. We pretty much killed all those guys back there. But imagine the markets you could reach. You'd have an immediate access to high courts of places no other merchant of your caliber has ever touched. Or any merchant, to be fair. Think of the profits that could open up. And you want to do that before the competition gets in, because the competition will take one look at the approaching army and be like, oh, they're going to need weapons. Oh, they're going to need food. What if I sell to the army and make a pretty mint off of these Bretons people coming in? They don't know what it's worth. They don't know I'm selling them slop. Don't want someone else to get the profit.
Flavian clutches his fist a bit at the thought of rivals.
Forgot that was your quirk.
I see.
Oh, jeez.
So what you're saying is there might be profit to war, actually.
There's profit to war, but there's also a lot of profit in stopping a war. Every other merchant hears the Breton soldiers are going to move in, they're going to try capitalizing on it. If you can stop it, you'll be able to corner both markets of human and fairy kind. I think that's still the term used. You'll be able to corner both of those markets and be lauded as the hero who helped save Franconeige. I could never say it. Frankish. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Corner all these Frankish markets by being the merchant who went and fought the war. Or a fancier, nicer sounding title. I'm not a writer. I'm a carpenter by trade.
You certainly have some pretty high ambitions there.
I'm going to stop this war one way or another.
You must have really, really let out quite the dying breath back then.
Dying breath, drowning gurgles of choking on my own blood, that kind of a thing.
But if I did take part, if they did see me, yes. If he saw me, the merchant hero, the irony of his legacy, if I pulled that off. Well, I will say there, Art, you've given me some entertaining thoughts to sleep on.
Sounds fair. Now we're leaving in the morning. We're going to split off from these kind folk here, and we're going to try to go to the other kingdoms in the morning. I don't know how close they are. Should be a fun little time, and you should be able to make a good name for yourself. And with a good name comes a good profit. At least that's what my pa always told me, but he was a baker, so.
Well, sounds like he was a smart man.
Yeah. Pretty smart. Anyways, you have a good night. If you need anything, I'll be over there leaning against the tree, sleeping.
Do you even need to sleep?
We're going to find out.
And this is when Art discovers he can't physically sleep.
We never talked about it.
Yeah, this is when you get to discover it. You physically can't sleep. You can rest, but you can't sleep. The rest of you, though...
said you could sleep when you're dead? Yeah, that's a fucking lie.
The rest of you, though, if you have no more conversations... you have a good night's rest. In the morning, you part ways with the orc tribe, and have all of Frankane to explore at this point. If you go the way Chief Ogre Blight suggested, then the next possible settlement you could visit is the city of a town of Bourgeois. Chief Ogre Blight seems to think that visiting human settlements might be dangerous. And you could heed that advice and just keep going through Ardennes. But eventually, you are going to have to cross a bridge to get to the mainland of Frankane. And that will involve at least some travel through human settlements. Going the opposite direction, past the Crypt of Hallowed Dead through the Druidic Stones, will initially involve less human encounters, but you're also going to eventually be brought to the two bridges that lead into Lutetia, the most populated city in this kingdom. So if you're trying to be stealthy, that will initially be stealthier, but ultimately involve a much higher risk of being discovered.
Okay.
So my final task for you guys before we wrap up this session is, where are we heading next? Around the area of Bourgeois, or around the Crypt of the Hallowed Dead?
Where do you guys want to go? Because Grugan will tell you the recommendation that he got, but this is a democracy.
Mm-hmm. This is out of character, but do we eventually want to go to Fort Moragos and sit to his orc settlement?
Fort Morago, eventually, out of character, you will go there. But right now, to go there, you would be crossing into Bretance itself. This river right here is the dividing line between Frankane and Bretance. So Fort Morago, it's on the coast, it's on the border between Frankane and Bretance, but it's technically on the Bretance side.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that none of you guys have heard about it yet.
Okay.
So, Duck's opinion would be we go the recommended route that the chief told us, head north to go across. But she also, being the practical, former soldier herself, she's going to say, we should at least, send maybe Flavian and Arthur, if we wrap them up a little bit more, disguise you a bit, send you two in as we pass by the towns to give a warning, like, hey, Bretance is, they're invading, watch out, because if they're, they're still going to get swept. I hate to be crude, but they're going to be swept away. If they're prepared, they'll hold out longer and give us more of a head start. And then we can warn Shempagan, which is probably the biggest city on this side of the river.
It is.
And they might be able to send a warning they'd be able to send warning to Lutetia by sending a boat down the river.
Well, that's not a bad idea. I'm impressed. Setting them up to be our buffer.
And, gives them a chance to at least fight back rather than being overwhelmed like the village almost was.
Assuming it's not already occupied. I think that's a smart decision.
Which is why I would say we send the human and formerly human, is that okay to say? In to be the messengers.
Sure. If you're never sure, you can just call me Art.
Yeah. No, I was just meaning they might gestures between the dragon, the goblin, and the orc. They might be a little more alarmed if we come bearing the news rather than, to other humans.
Did Mon Cher react at all about Fat Little's comments?
Mon Cher is wasted right now.
Just spend the night drinking and not sleeping.
Maybe.
Alright.
He's going through some emotions right now.
Even a drunk dragon is better than no dragon. You are still a dragon.
It's going to affect how I imagine him flying around through the air now, though.
Just flapping like a drunk hummingbird.
That's pretty freaking good, actually.
So, heading north then.
All right. And it sounds like next session we'll be heading towards the town of Bourgeois.
Hell yeah.
Very good start to our new campaign, Currents of War. Good night.